theft. Pipeline used in stealing the crude oil was created by Jonathan's administration, Festus Keyamo. Vanguard reports that the spokesperson of the APC 2023 Presidential Campaign Council, PCC Festus Keyamo, has said that the recent discovery of oil theft in Nigeria started during former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Keyamo reveals this during an interview on Channels Television's Politics Today on Friday evening. Recall the recent reports that oil theft gulps about 73 million barrels annually due to pipeline vandalism and other crude oil criminal activities, making the country lose $7.3 billion on a yearly basis. When the APC spokesman was asked to clarify why crude oil theft persists under President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, he, Keyamo, said the pipeline used in stealing the crude oil was created by Jonathan's administration. According to Keyamo, the recent discovery shows that the pipeline they laid to steal crude oil was established 9 years ago. So it was established 9 years ago, and you've been in government for 8 years, and for these 8 years, we're losing $7.3 billion annually, and somehow it's just a surprise. The essence of the APC campaign in 2015 was to implement change. And some would argue, yes, they said change, but they didn't really tell us what direction. I don't want to hear such arguments, okay? You come in saying change, and really, if you're going to change the theft that was existing, you don't continue it and say that's the change. Because now, because it was established 9 years ago, let's continue it. We didn't start it. Imagine such excuses. And this is somebody that is a spokesperson of the campaign council of the APC. This is the problem. It's like they really don't care that much, that especially the things that they say. Look at Tinubu, look at the people he hires to represent him. They don't care. This shows they do not rate the Nigerian public, and they don't even have to put in any effort to lie or even try to cover the truth, or try to cover what the truth is. They will just tell you, because they know that, impunity, no one holds anyone accountable. So really, what are you going to do? And of course, if you have such attitudes from the top level, that is why a policeman can literally tell you to your face, I will shoot you, and nothing will happen. And it's true, nothing will happen. So such attitude has been built over the years. And of course, this is the same party, more than just analyzing and saying, well, this individual is this, I'm going to rate this individual. No, as a party, look at the patterns. These are the candidates that the party is producing every election season. They produce the same type of candidates. Look at Buhari and then look at Tinubu. What is the difference? Tinubu does not even bother to show up for debates or even there has been no interview that has lasted at least an hour where, he's been interviewed on his ideas, his manifesto or whatever. No, we haven't seen anything. It's either he's traveling. In fact, Tinubu was on a break in London, receiving treatment for God knows what sickness. Obviously, the man does not even look fit to be in government. But again, attitudes like this that is similar to the present, with the current president, it's like, well, yes, you judge these individuals, but the party is producing these types of individuals, and not just at the presidential level, on all levels. And now it seeps from just those that are enforcing power to those that are also, I guess, enforcing power. For example, public services. You have medical professionals. Brain drain is even more, is now different. You have policemen shooting people at will, and you also have doctors filming and laughing at patients in A&E because this patient happens to be this, or they're not taking it seriously. These are problems. So it's like, yes, we talk about what the problems are at the presidential level, economical level, look at the executives. Yes, great. But then obviously in our daily interactions and how it's seeped down into society, it's no different. And you know how they say, well, a government is also a reflection of its people. Well, it's not really far-fetched, because then you look at how the country is. So it's not like, of course, we have let behavior like this, be allowed for so long, more than 20 years, or since the scam they call the Constitution, existed in 1999. But it's like impunity, no one does anything about it. The educated ones say, well, there's no point voting, which, yes, in some cases you can say it's valid, but you then leave it to about 10% of the population to decide your fate for the next 4 years, and you want to complain. Doesn't work like that. But anyways, Festus Keyamo, let's be honest, is not somebody that will speak and he commands respect. Let's be honest, it's not. Or anyone even representing APC, there is no how these individuals will come out and say, well, I'm the APC spokesman. I mean, no one takes them seriously. You look at who their leader is, and of course, the leader, would reflect in, the people that want to support him. But it's like, it's Festus Keyamo. I mean, yes, maybe in the past he was someone who spoke a lot of sense and resonated with a lot of people. But now, I mean, it doesn't take you any sort of... It's not rocket science. You can just see these people are uncertain individuals. They don't care about you. They don't respect the Nigerian citizens. And of course, BS is what they serve to all of us. And we've been eating it for so long. It's even tasteless. First comment. This guy is a fool. How come he was made a SAN? Senior Advocate of Nigeria. This is your Senior Advocate of Nigeria. And you're not scared. How did we even get here in the first place? People like this will lead Tinubu's government, and when he becomes president. Exactly. So, as I said in the other video, it's not about who the presidential candidate is. That's not where the voting actually matters. It matters in these other positions. Yes, the president can decide that, you know what, I'm going to make this person the governor of the central bank. And of course, they can take out a lot of fiscal policies that are just inefficient and just really plain stupid. But you also have positions where the people, smaller positions, the House of Representatives, the House of Senate, you have these individuals that make up how many hundred seats. These are the people that, propose a bill before it becomes a law. And this is literally where the bulk of legislation, happens. This is where it happens. And so if you're not concerned about who those individuals are, that is more of a bigger problem than who the president is, because these are the people meant to be advising the presidency. If truly he said this, he's not a SAN, but a sin. I am amused whenever I read Keyamo's statements because of the emptiness of his arguments. Let's assume that Jonathan's government created it 9 years ago and Nigerians voted him out because of that. Now you operate this, and they've operated the same illegality for 8 more years. Mind you, Jonathan was not the Minister of Petroleum at that time, but good enough your principal is the current Minister of Petroleum in order to have the first-hand information of the things going on in that sector as Mr. Integrity. Please let our Minister of Petroleum address Nigerians on this. I mean, this is literally what, on just the basis, this is what Peter Obi has been talking about in all his talks. I mean, he literally says the amount of barrels that is stolen a day. And again, he talks about oil theft. Stealing barrels of oil is not, as he says, it's not going to a candy shop and getting a sweet. No. You're stealing, ships are coming in barrels, hundreds of barrels are being stolen every day. So there is no how such theft is not documented. It's like, yes, it doesn't have to be officially documented, but it's not something that you can easily just hide. You don't just steal crude oil. No one just does that. You don't steal barrels of crude oil. That's not how it works. Anyways, this is your SAN, as someone said, is sin. So put what you think about this in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.